we said, but it's not just the game that's attracting people downtown. 13 ABC's Bill Hormann says all the businesses around the ballpark are drawing a crowd as well. Bill?
Diane, this stadium has been around for 10 years now, and it's obvious that business owners are stepping up to the plate and investing around Fifth Third Field. 4 hours before game time, and the Blarney is packed. It's drinks, it's food, it's music, it's a crowd spending money.
With baseball games, hockey games, things of that nature, a lot of attraction for me, a big sports fan.
We try to mix it up, go to different places.
And you'll find a lot of places around the ballpark, places you know, like Frickers and Jed's and Paco's at the Park, the Blarney, the Bronze Boar, and Grumpy's. And there's a new spot called Quimby's at the park.
The more the merrier. I mean, if there's only one place downtown, it's not a destination.
Downtown is fast becoming more than a destination. The Triangle Building, a block from the stadium, being converted into apartments. The Burdan Building may soon be apartments as well.
The more people we have living downtown, the more viable it becomes.
And businesses are popping up around the ballpark, like architecture firms, a law firm, an appraisal company, a spa, an art supply depot, and even a business supply company from Maumee.
The ballpark brings the vitality to downtown. Businesses spring up, and then we support them.
Sure, you can still find vacant buildings around the park, some in prime locations, but we counted at least 20 businesses that have sprouted since Fifth Third opened, and more are coming, like an Italian restaurant right here.
There are people coming in every week to look at buildings.
In short, the promise of the downtown ballpark is now reality. Toledo's core is coming back.
People love this. We call it an urban village because it's live, work, and have fun.
And the hope is what's working at the ballpark will work around the Huntington Center as well. Well, we have a bad news final from the first game. The Mud Hens just went down 1-0 to the Columbus Clippers. Baseball is the attraction this weekend at this ballpark, but it's not the only attraction. There is life outside of baseball around this ballpark. There is an art exhibit on St. Clair Street again this weekend. It's the last of the 3 weekends. So far, thousands have attended. They're hoping thousands more come down Saturday. Reporting live from Fifth Third Field awaiting the second ball game, Bill Hormann, 13 ABC, Action News.
Well, the mayor said the city just couldn't afford it and found a new way to do it. Your trash in the city of Toledo will get picked up by a private hauler. 13 ABC's Bill Hormann says residents don't seem to mind the change.
The mayor says the private hauler is going to save the city millions, and residents say it's going to eliminate a lot of confusion. Let's face it, when the trash can gets full, we just want the waste disposal crews to drive by, pick up the can, and haul away that trash. But in Toledo, the color-coded trash system was confusing. What were you, a yellow, an orange, a green?
Actually, I'm not even sure. I think we were red. Red 2, orange 2.
Yeah, it was confusing. I mean, it seemed like it was unnecessarily so.
But no more. This morning, the mayor signed a deal with Republic Services to pick up Toledo's trash. One company serving 100,000 city homes.
It will be phased in over the next 2 months, with the first phase coming in on July 11th.
So this 4th of July holiday was the very last one where you'll ever have to skip a week or have to decide whether your yellow 1 becomes a yellow 2. You'll just get predictable service.
Is that including the recycling, or that's going to be the recycling too?
Yeah, here's the way it's going to work. Not much is really going to change. Your trash will get picked up every week, recyclables every other week, same trucks will move through your neighborhood, you'll be using the same cans. If there's any problem, you'll use the same number to call in. Well, now it's supposed to save the city $6 million.
Oh, that'll be good. Anything to save on the budget.
We could use $6 million to improve our roads and infrastructure for the city.
That's exactly what the mayor says. Toledo can now afford to perform other services without raising taxes.
So we're looking at ways to cut the cost to the customer and still be able to provide great services, so that's what we're going to do.
And Republic will begin some of its citywide routes next week. And there's also this. There's a recycle reward incentive as well. The more you recycle, the more reward points you'll get. You'll get to redeem those at local businesses. But as for that 0.75% tax, which helped pay for trash service in the city of Toledo, the mayor says that tax will not change. Reporting live, Bill Hormann, 13 ABC.
In about an hour, there's a dedication ceremony for a big development project along the Maumee River. It's a three-phase project that should attract a variety of manufacturing companies. And 13 ABC's Bill Hormann is on the Ironville Terminal site in East Toledo right now with a preview of that dedication. Bill?
Yeah, 3 phases. The first phase is the one that I dedicate today. I want to show you this rail line they're putting down here at Ironville Terminal. It'll be 3 miles of rail. The second phase will be dredging a dock and creating a dock so that they could import some raw material. The third phase is going to be adding infrastructure and machinery to this site. Now, the thinking here is very simple. You import raw materials to the docks, you send it by rail to manufacturers who should locate around here. They create whatever it is they're going to create and then send it out by rail or by ship. I want to show you a picture, sort of an overhead shot of 2 parcels of land here. One is a 71-acre plot of land that pretty much includes this dock area and the rails. The other is about 110 acres where hopefully a lot of manufacturing companies will build their product and then ship them out of here in Toledo. Come back live now. What's really interesting about this project, the Port Authority and Midwest Terminal were going to try and finance this by themselves. They figured it would take 10 years. They bought the property in 2008, figured it could probably start development of a project by 2018, but the state of Ohio stepped in, gave them $5 million in grant money. Now they're able to start this project in 2011, 7 years in advance, and they should have this done by 2014. Coming up at 1 o'clock today, they're going to pound in the golden spikes for this rail system, and then the project begins. We'll have more on that coming up in later edition, starting at 5 o'clock. Till then, Bill Hormann, live from the Ironville Terminal. Back to you.
Toledo City Council forcing Mayor Mike Bell and the Local 7 union back to the bargaining table. 2 sides need to reach a deal on a new contract. 13 ABC's Bill Hormann says that puts a lot of pressure on one side in particular, huh, Bill?
Yeah, Lee, Council seemed to side with the union yesterday when it urged the Bell administration to get back to the bargaining table, but now the pressure may be on the union.
Motion carried.
Local 7 and its supporters got exactly what they wanted. Time to work out a better deal, and Council seemed to take Local 7's side.
And I say shame on you, and shame on the mayor, and shame on the administration.
One of the unfortunate things that we have between labor and management is this level of distrust.
Today, the Bell administration said the mayor was not surprised by the council's vote to go back to the bargaining table, and Deputy Mayor Steve Hurwat told me the administration is now talking with the union. Ironically, by getting the renegotiation they wanted, the pressure may now be on the union. They may have to come back with some sort of concessions to prove that council didn't make a mistake when it delayed its vote. After all, Local 7 wanted to renegotiate, and Council gave them that chance.
I think it's important that they step up to the plate and say, this is what we meant by that, and here's what we're willing to offer further.
In a spirit of cooperation with the mayor, the union did not want to go on camera, but told us today both sides have to be willing to move off their positions for the common good. That indicates the union's willingness to avoid 130 layoffs by agreeing to some sort of concessions. Toledo faces an $18 million deficit next year, and the union says it understands that financial strain. That's why, by getting what it wants, the union now faces the pressure to work out a deal.
You ask for 2 weeks, you've got your 2 weeks, use it productively.
And the other 4 unions that have new contract negotiations with the city know what happens over the next 2 weeks will be a framework for what happens with their negotiations. Bill Hormann, 13 ABC, Action News.
The legislature passed it, the governor has signed it, and now local unions are responding to Senate Bill 5. It appears the unions are ready for an old-fashioned political fight. 13 ABC's Bill Hormann has more on the effort to kill Senate Bill 5. Bill.
Yeah, in part, this is a fight against a Republican governor and a mayor the unions need to work with. The governor threw the first punch last night when he signed Senate Bill 5, saying it will help governments get a hold of expenses. Toledo Mayor Mike Bell is in the governor's corner on this one, and local unions have taken notice.
Well, the mayor I'm a little disappointed in.
Mike Bell has somewhat disappointed us.
Mike has really disappointed me.
Teamsters, firefighters, and local Democrats want Ohio voters to decide Senate Bill 5 next November. That means gathering more than 231,000 signatures to get the referendum on the ballot. Is this a political fight to you?
I think it's a fight of the middle class fighting for their rights and hopefully their future of their children.
But while Democrats would love to defeat the Republican governor, in Toledo, that means fighting against a mayor who believes union negotiations hurt city taxpayers.
I'm sure he's doing the best for the city and the best for the citizens.
The fire union is very careful not to provoke the mayor with this billboard. After all, they have to negotiate a new contract later this year, as does the police union.
Well, the polls indicate that people favor collective bargaining.
And the Teamsters union, which is trying to stop trash privatization in Toledo, believes voters will not stand for the mayor and the governor scapegoating public unions.
Even the non-union people lose on this because their wages are predicated on what the unions negotiate.
But the governor and many mayors insist wages are not the issue. It's taxpayer support of generous health and pension benefits that many mayors like Mike Bell are trying to reduce. Now, the unions have 90 days to gather enough signatures for a referendum vote, and 20 rallies are set just for next week alone. Right now, polls indicate voters do not like Senate Bill 5, but the fight is just beginning. Reporting live, Bill Hormann, 13 ABC Action News.